religions.
Oh, yes, they do. One thing that, and I know you're going to share this, is why I bring this up, because I have, and it's not out yet. It will be very, very soon, and I'm going to make sure it gets. I'm hoping it makes it to the New York Times, actually, inshallah. But it's an article on the Turkish Islamic Union, which has actually been around for a couple of decades. And anywhere in the Middle East you go that I'm finding now, where you talk about this in Europe, the Middle East, and even in Asia and Israel, many of the places in the Middle East, they know about this union. In the U.S., what I'm finding is if you ask somebody about Turkish Islamic Union, they say, well, this must be new. You know, how are you guys, even some of the journalists that Jaylana and myself have working with us that are very well known, very respected journalists, they're saying to us, well, how are you going to implement this? Okay, well, it's already been implemented. It's already in action. The only thing is our government and our media refuse to acknowledge it. And there is actually a meeting with the Turkish Islamic Union with all of the religious leaders from Israel, from Tunisia, from Turkey, from Syria. All of the religious leaders were in agreement with this union. They all had the same thing. They all believed in the same thing. It all went back to the word of the Torah, the Bible.
Not just Muslim spiritual leaders, by the way.
Yeah, not just Muslims. Yeah, there were the Jewish leaders, there were rabbis, Orthodox Christian. They were all there, and they're all in agreement that this union would be the best thing for the Middle East. And what confuses me and baffles me is that our own government refuses to take part in discussions with this union. That would help the entire world, not just the Middle East. It would help our relations with them as well. Is there any way, do you think, that we can get our government to start looking into stuff like this? Because I know through the people I interview and the people I talk with and the religious leaders of the world that there is nothing religious about these wars that are on the top tier. This is mainly the people that are really educated into thinking this. So if do you think there's a way we can get our government, and I don't look for myself, Romney, or Obama to even look towards this, because myself, I don't think it fits their agendas. And there are other reasons behind that. But is there a way we could get our government to look into maybe getting included in some of these talks with the Turkish Islamic Union?
What I think might make sense is for more Americans involved in the policy and political and media world to come to Turkey. I am surprised at how few American intellectual leaders go to Turkey. It is not a frequent stop for the commentators, the thinkers, the policymakers, but I think it should be. And I'd like to help build that two-way street so we can get to know each other better and build each other up and support U.S.-Turkey positive relations. Turkey is a very important country. Americans know that.
Yes.
And it's a strong country, good economy, growing, very bright people, not Arab. There's more similarity between the Turks and Europeans and Americans than Americans realize.
And no bigotry.
I'd like to have more trade and tourism and communication. I'm so glad to be doing this with you all.
That would be great.
So we do.